Audio.etc. is proudly supported by Auto Sound and Security. Hey guys, how's it going? James here at Audio.etc. I just thought I'd make a real quick video showcasing a fitting kit for these Holden VE Commodores, just because it's different to the ones that I usually do, the Alpine made to fit car kits. This is what we would call the cheaper option, only because this one and the Alpine made to fit one is the only two that we can get. So the brand of this, some of you may have heard of it or seen it online. The brand is, where is it? I think it's Overline. Yep, Overline VE fascia kit. It's designed for a double din stereo. Apparently you can use it with a single din, but I would use it with a double din for the following reasons. Now I'm sorry I can't like show you what's in behind it or the harness or anything like that, because making this video was a bit of an afterthought for me after I've done the job, because it's been quite busy here at work between this, another car, and the Audi A4 subwoofer. I was just trying to crack on and get this done as quick as I could. Well, I was struggling with it a wee bit, so time was of the essence. But anyway, turn the key onto ignition. I might just start the car actually. So, like the Alpine VE fitting kit, yes, I know the fuel is low. Thank you. So like the Alpine fitting kit, you can turn on the VSS sports display to display your voltage and your oil level. And basically the way this one works, as opposed to putting the heater controls on a little touch display, you've got these buttons down here which when pushed, if I push fan, it actually, what it does is it tricks the stereo into thinking it's in reverse camera mode, and then it puts a video signal into the reversing camera side of the stereo, so that you can like see what you're doing. And you've got the fan going up and down there, the temperature. Now this is a single zone one, but these kits work for single and dual zone, so the temperature on this kit will just control both temperature dials will control just one temperature, adjustment. So you've got those, you've got these two directional things. You can set it to just the top, set it to the bottom or just the bottom, front demister, rear demister. When you push that, this comes on. Let's turn the fan back down, we'll go back to that mode. Auto temperature setting, zone. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't pushed that button yet. There we go. The temperature again, and then you got this one here is like the AC button, so you push that and you can see the AC turning on off there. Aircon, internal air recycling, on off up there, and then it just goes away after like a few seconds. So that's basically how all that works. You've also got down here a hazard light button switch, and that does work even when the car is off. You've got this one here which is like a power button for the heater, so you just push that and the heater turns completely off. That comes up just to show you that it's come off. And the other thing is, it's got, see if I turn the lights on, see that? The light's coming on below. The reason for that is actually a little LED strip up under here, and I think it was kind of an afterthought when they were designing the fitting kit, because I've done these kits before and they always come with this little LED strip with some wires sticking out the back that you have to wire up manually. So I think it might have been an afterthought when designing the kit, and so they just add this on to light up the controls when you're driving, because there's no backlight behind. So a little bit about the kit, pros and cons, reasons I like it and don't like it. What do I like about it? Can't say there's much I do like about it, just because I'm so used to using that Alpine VE fitting kit, and it's so much nicer. This is what we would call the cheap one, but it's not necessarily cheap by anyone's standards. This kit is worth, I think, around about 1,400 New Zealand dollars to the customer. The Alpine one is worth like between 2 and 2.5 with the stereo. What would be the cost of the kit on its own? At least $1,000, maybe 50. The thing is though, with that kit you do have to go for the real super expensive stereo, so it's not super viable. But I think it's, yeah, between $1,500 and $2,000 for that kit. So it's not that much more to pay, which is why I would probably recommend it. but this guy was trying to save every dollar. So about the kit, yep, it's got the fascia, the heater controls. It comes with a harness which plugs into the factory quad lock plug, which is in behind here, and that gives you your speaker wires, obviously power. It gives you accessory, illumination, reverse. Like, cause in here there's actually a bit of there's a CAN bus decoder. There's one wire which does almost everything. One wire that will give you accessory, illumination. So I'm wording that wrong. One wire goes into this thing, and then that gets out of it reverse, accessory, illumination, and also steering wheel controls. Now the steering wheel controls, unfortunately in this case, aren't wired up. I have got them plugged in, but I couldn't get them to work, only because this stereo here actually isn't going to be compatible with the steering wheel control interface in this, just because the steering wheel interface in the stereo is a learn only resistive type, and the output of the decoder just doesn't work for that. It does work, I've tested it, it works with a genuine Alpine stereo. Unfortunately this Alpine stereo here, even though it is an Alpine stereo, it's not made by Alpine, so it's hard to explain. It's like, it's got an Alpine sticker on it and it is an Alpine stereo. It's not a knockoff, but it's not actually made by Alpine, so the technology inside it isn't genuine. A couple of things I don't like about the kit. When you push this, actually if I just let that time out, and lights off so you can see, if I go to camera mode, one thing I don't like about it is the pixelation of this. It's like, I don't know, it looks like Tetris. Like, it's so jagged. The image quality of this is just ridiculous. I don't care how big your screen is, even if it's a 6.2 or a 5-inch screen, this is going to look terrible. It does the job, but it's just ridiculously ugly. It's got VE single zone flying past here, a flying star light is spinning around for some reason. I think that's just to let you know the fan is on. See if I turn that off. Does it stop? No, it doesn't. Okay. This little heater thing, come on. It's because I'm pushing the buttons that this turning on and off. So these things moving, that wasn't necessary. Just the pixelation of it, I'm just not happy with it. I don't like it myself. Like, I'm just trying to be honest and give you guys a real review about this thing, because I'm sure a lot of you have probably looked at it before versus the Alpine one, and the quality of the Alpine one is just so much better, genuinely. It can still take a reversing camera input from an external reversing camera. It has got 2 wires coming out of it, which I had to solder on a female RCA head, which allows an RCA cord from a camera to go into it and then back out to the stereo, because what you do obviously is you plug the RCA cord from this into the stereo, so that when you push a heater button it goes into reversing camera mode and like emulates that and displays this image. So it can still take a reversing camera through. So even if I go like this, if I put it in reverse, see, it's going to come up with the blank screen at the moment because I haven't got a camera connected. If I come back out, whoops, and then, oh, come on. See, there it is, we're back to that. So it can still take a reversing camera. It's good in a few ways. It's good that someone finally made a kit. I think this one actually did come out well before Alpine's one did. It's good that it gives you the steering wheel controls for most cars, for most stereos, sorry. It's mainly designed and to focus on, it works with Alpine, Pioneer, and Clarion. Those are the 3 main brands that I think will work with it. That's with the steering wheel controls. Obviously you can stick any brand of stereo in there and it will work with the speakers and power and everything. But for the steering wheel controls, I do believe it has to be Pioneer, Alpine, or Clarion. Something else I don't like about the kit is how it fits in here. It replaces the, you have to take out the little screw points where the factory stereo mounts to and put in these pops. Now the pops go into those holes. Now the pops don't stay in the kit very well. You have to hot glue them in, and then you also have to put some hot glue around the holes that they pop into so that they won't just pop back out, because they're cheap clips, they don't work that well. Now the person who just showed up might be the person coming to pick up this car, so I'm going to have to cut this real short and leave you with that. If you guys have got any questions about it, please drop a comment in the comments box. I've installed a couple of these and a few of the Alpine ones, and genuinely the Alpine ones are just so much nicer. But yeah, that's one last look at it. Sorry I had to cut this video short, but there you go guys. Thanks for watching. Choose to be happy, and I will catch you next time. Kite Ano.